There we go. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever in the world. Tonight's another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards, where mages and one vampire are going to be meeting in front of a fountain because fountains are the fun places to run into. The fountain today is fountain number Q, which has a statue of a brawny young man holding a tiger shark by the tail like he's throwing it. Tiger, I'm sure you get the reference. Okay, maybe not.
I got nothing.
A brawny young man throwing a tiger shark.
Got nothing.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, so yeah, it's an inside joke that obviously got lost. So
Rip.
rip indeed. So we will start out with Kim 2. Then we'll go to Natalie. Then we'll go to Evan. Then we'll go to Lindsay. Then we'll go to Tiger. Then we'll go to Tim, and then I will come in.
Okay. So yeah, Bonnie is going to be sitting, on the fountain edge. She's got her bag beside her, her horrible bag of murder. And she's just kind of got one hand in there playing with the snake, and then the other hand she's holding a book open and she's just reading. And she's got one headphone in, but she's left the other one open to hear people that she is rocking out to her music too.
Zoom. Hi, Tony. As she starts making laps around Tony and the thing on her little board. She's not even looking at where she's going. She's just totally focused on her wrist, her forearm, where there's a digital display up in the air that she's punching buttons on.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Tony's still reading, but she'll say, "Hey, Alice.
How are you?"
I'm doing well. Yourself?" Also, she is still speaking just Cantonese. That's all she can do.
It's alright. Just playing with my new toy.
That's good. That's good. I don't know if you've ever met her, but I think you and Eliza would really get along. And probably Brother Hian as well.
And she'll come to a stop and spin towards you. I have no clue who those are. Should I?
I don't think so. Eliza is a member of the Society of Ether. She's a part of my cabal, and Brother Hian is is a monk. Yeah, I think. I don't know. He's at the Akashic Temple.
That reminds me, I should look into joining a cabal sometime. I hear they're good. They're good things to have, be a part of.
Dearie my, what an interesting gathering collective of individuals we have here this evening.
And she spins around towards his voice.
Gravedigger is leaning on his cane just about 2 meters or so behind you.
Hello.
Always charming to see you, Tony, he will say, taking his top hat off momentarily and bowing.
She just won't even look up. She is very much into this book. And she'll just sort of... She'll kind of incline her head.
What is the book?
The collected works of H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay. And Gravedigger will say, and you, Miss Underwood. So lovely to see you again.
I'm sure. And the thing on her wrist, for those who are familiar, looks a lot like an Omni tool right now.
Who was next?
I believe Lindsay is next. Oh yes,
Yeah.
our character. Sorry, I just saw that. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
I
type
don't
out
know
something.
anyone else here, so I think it would make more sense if my character came in with yours.
Okay. Arthur will walk up with somebody new. You. He's basically. You'll notice that he is being trailed as well by two cats, a dog, and there's a bird flying overhead. As well as a squirrel on his shoulder. He will look to everybody and say, "Oh, well, hi." He'll
Good
look
to s-
over to Christina and say, "These are some of the people I was talking to you about. Some of the ones that are like us."
She'll smile and nod and give a little wave. Hello.
Oh, dearie my, fresh meat.
Hello. Also, good to see you're not a spirit, Arthur.
He'll just chuckle at that. Yeah, that keeps getting more and more funny.
Alice will wave,
Always.
but she's like punching buttons on her wrist that she's waving.
Welcome to Hong Kong, my dear, city of the damned. Gravedigger, at your service.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Gravedigger.
He's just going to say, "And this is Tony, and this is Alice, and you should never." Oh, I should probably tell you, Gravedigger's a hollow one. So yeah, take that with what it's worth.
The most honourable society of hollow ones, Arthur, please.
She kind of purses her lips and raises her eyebrows and like, all right, honorable. Got it.
I'm just the city's humble necromancer. What can I say? I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And
Tony's
it's all
gonna,
good.
Tony's gonna twitch when he says he's a necromancer.
Delightful.
But yeah, as Arthur said, I'm Tony Zhang. Give me
She'll offer her hand to shake it. Oh yeah, she doesn't speak Cantonese, so
Oh no.
she would just kind of.
She'll look over to Arthur.
She
And,
she only speaks English.
Arthur will translate,
okay.
saying, "Tony has an issue where she can't speak English, so unless you know Greek, Cantonese is about going to do it."
It might not be something to do with the great unclean one slug that's currently devouring her brain matter.
Hey, she doesn't need to know that.
Oh.
There have been some issues in the city, and somebody won't let me cure her.
Why not? That's just silly.
She's gonna look over to Arthur and say, you know what? I'll let you remove the thing if you stop being stupid and doing stuff that'll turn you into a spirit and make you like stupid stuff. Because I think the last time I saw you, you didn't have animals trailing you around, and now you do.
Actually, that's his echoes. He always does, but when he's inside, they wait outside. Like if
That's
you've ever
right.
seen Arthur leave, he gets followed by animals.
Okay. That's the first I've heard of it. Then again, I've only seen him in.
And
Okay,
there's
that was my
music
bad.
playing. For those that haven't met and been around her before, there's music playing. It's kind of like a grumpy tune right now.
Yeah, and all the plants nearby are dead.
Oh, Damn, Christina would be sad about that. She likes plants.
And then the blind one walks in.
Masculine or feminine this evening becomes the question.
It's going to be feminine because I can't find any good masculine pictures for right now.
Oh, hey, Logan.
Hey, darling.
Tony will smile real wide and then say, I'm smiling.
I could only guess.
You can kind of hear it in her voice.
Yeah, kind of.
And then the music's going to shift to this like Twitter-pated sort of music.
Logan
As
for
Alice
her,
smirks.
sorry. Logan for her part right now. She looks like the woman in this picture. The only difference is she does have a pair of sunglasses on. However, Christina will probably note that she's not really making eye contact with anyone. Or if she is, she's slightly off.
Okay.
She's wearing a black tank top, jeans and shoes. Just pretty normal. She's pretty average for right now. He comes on up.
Weird question. Does Logan know each of us by our foot tread and how we sound when we move?
With correspondence up, the way I figure it is she recognizes people by their footsteps, their breathing, their scent, also their voice.
Obviously. But Gravedigger will smile at the new arrival in his very wide, kind of almost cheerful, clown-like smile, and he'll say, "So, is this another druid then, Arthur?"
Arthur will shrug his shoulders. Don't really know what her particular path she follows is. I mean, it's her call.
Maybe we should let the lady speak for herself. She'll look over to Christina.
I'm Verbena. And I really like plants.
So yes, another druid then.
Environmental scientist.
She's
So
been a
yes,
regular
another druid.
customer of mine, so we've gotten to know each other a bit. And no, she's a legit customer, not the kind that buys my weed.
I was going to
Music
say, I
perks
mean,
up.
I'm not exactly sure personally, but I'm probably sure that half the environmental scientists I've ever met have been high on the ganja, so, I wouldn't judge. But say, lovely.
The music perks up and Alice looks over. Scientist? Ugh.
She just nods.
I love science.
All right, Tiger, if you want to come in now. Are you still working on what I sent you?
No, I was eating a chip.
Okay.
Was it everything you thought it would be? Or?
What?
I asked, was the chip everything you thought it would be and more?
Yeah. Lane's just gonna kind of roll up to the random fountain. Hey guys, for those who have not met him, he's the average height, dressed in like black Paris slacks. He's just kind of rolling around. Hey guys. So
Arthur's going to wave to him and say, "Hey, it's Lane, the vampire that sees things."
I mean, you see things too, don't you? We all see things. We all have eyes. No offense, Logan.
Arthur's going to hold back what he was about to say. Arthur will be actually over by the water, by the fountain, running his fingers through it lightly, looking at the reflection in the water of the moon. Everybody's being quiet.
And so, little Miss Environmental Scientist, what brings you to
Actually here on assignment.
Ah, and what are you studying?
The soil, the plant life, traits, just
You know, all those things related to the environment.
Yes. It's kind of ironic. I always think of it as funny that, you come to Hong Kong expecting a lovely holiday, or indeed come here for work, and you're a scientist, and yet now you're just another rat in the maze for another group of scientists because you can't leave. It's so ironic. I think neither can I, but
wasn't aware of the problem when I got here.
Yeah, none of us were. Because information about it can't get back. I told you all about that thing with the Tarot Council and keeping things secret, that sort of thing.
The most I had heard was things are odd here. Nothing really why. Only that no one that goes in is really coming out.
I was told to be careful, but I didn't realize exactly how it was going to be.
Well, welcome to Hong Kong.
Yep, that's Hong Kong for you. Just make sure you don't tick anybody off. Also, stay away from any of the major wooded areas. The shifters have sacred spaces, and I don't know where they are, so best just to avoid the force altogether.
She nods. It stands to mention that she does have Legend 3, which is Mother Earth, so everyone would get that feeling from her that she's very earthy.
Hashtag Gaia for life.
Pretty much. That's her avatar. Avatar 5, Gaia.
Bring everyone tonight.
Well, let's face it, if there is a fountain that we can congregate around, I'm pretty sure the supernatural community of Hong Kong will, in fact, at some point, congregate around it.
You're not wrong.
So, question, Miss, and she looks at Christina, and she'll say, "I'm sorry, I don't think I caught your name."
It's Christina.
Well, then it's good to see another English woman here. Then, my name is Logan.
She's not You know, she knows from Alice's announcement that Logan is blind, so she's not entirely sure what to do. Like, she's not gonna extend her hand because Logan can't see it. So she's just gonna say, "Pleased to meet you."
Right back. Sorry.
By the way, Brett, how much longer do we have until that phone tower goes live?
That's going to be next week.
Okay.
Actually, technically this week because it's Sunday.
By the way, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I was wondering, on the Appenstance, if any of you might be interested in helping me save the city from certain calamity and doom.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to be more specific.
I know.
It seems like it's every other Tuesday we have to save the city from something that's about to eat it, molest it, or in other ways spiritually fuck it into next week. However, so I've been racking my brains, or that which I have, to come up with a solution to a problem. We've got the free internet service that the technocrats have set up in order to basically do horrible, horrible things to the world, to the communities at large, etc. And we have to make sure that it doesn't go live. And it's going to go live at some point this week. However, we can't, and I emphasize this, we can't be seen to do it in a vicious, malicious, or terroristic manner, lest the Hong Kong PD and everyone else crack down even harder than they already have. So, I was contemplating, how exactly should we do this? After all, we can't just fry the fucking thing or else see above. So I'm looking to get a interested party grouping together to possibly go on a little bit of an excursion into the other side, into the Umbra, to have a little bit of a chat with those things that lurk in there who might be able to fuck it up on the other side. But I don't want to do it by myself.
Christina actually looks a little bit excited at that. And she kind of raises her hand a little bit. I'd be happy to go.
Wonderful. Thank you. I think that Operation Cannon Fodder will be greatly improved by your presence.
She just glares and shakes her head like whatever.
Anyone else? Exciting excursion into the other side, going where no man has etc.
This is going to kind of shrug. I've never been there before. I don't know what's going on over there.
Well, my internet just had a weird spazzy moment. But Gravedigger will say, yes, so at some point this week, I'd like a group of volunteers to help me do this Herculean task. All are welcome. Pinky swear it'll only end well.
Arthur's going to shrug and say, I've got I think my little friend's going to help out a bit, but he can't do much.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking we're going to go and talk to someone who has a bit more of a heavy hitter, if you understand me.
Who exactly are you going to talk to about that?
Oh, I have my ways. I've yet to come up with a name or position for the entity in question, but hopefully I will by the middle of this week.
You know, the last time somebody did something like that, I ended up on the moon.
Is it as tranquil as people say it is?
Yes and no.
Goody. But yes, as I say, dangerous mission, chance of failure. Logan, no doubt you'll go. Oh wait, Tim's not there. Crap.
Sounds like you know many volunteers. Maybe you should post like an ad or something.
Gravedigger shrugs and he says, well, I've got Pyro and Spider. After all, I'm pretty much sure they don't have free will. No, they do. No, that's actually in their contract that they have free will. But I don't necessarily need that many people. I just need a few good people. Because it's going to be about making deals, after all. Spirits like making deals.
I can see spirits, so there's a start.
Oh, but which type can you see? There are two types, after all.
She looks a little confused. I don't know.
Basically, there are different levels of what we call the Umbra. There's the Umbra, there's the Shadowlands, there's the Dark Umbra, there's the Deep Umbra, there's the Astral Plane. The Shadowland is where the spirits of the dead are, so wraiths. If you want to take a quick look, I can dip you in there, and that way you'll be able to see them from now on whenever you use your spirit sight. But I prefer not to draw people's attention to wraiths and vice versa because that tends to end badly.
Some of my best friends are wraiths.
You don't have friends. You have people you manipulate.
There's a difference.
If I have to explain it to you, it doesn't mean much to me now, does it?
But yeah, what do you say, Christina? Do you want to take a look at the dark side?
I think I'll pass for right now.
As you wish.
Arthur's going to look over at Lane and say, so, what are you up to?
Yeah, just trying to clear my head.
How are things with the other, what do you guys call yourselves again? I'm just going to call you Staves. That seems to work. How are things with you and the other Staves?
Quiet, mostly.
Isn't it unusual for your guys' leader to be quiet? He seems like the loud, boisterous sort.
I mean, yeah.
Ooh, how's Prince Liam? I do like him. Such a wonderful accent.
I haven't actually talked to him in a little.
He's not ducking you guys, is he?
I just personally haven't been to a little bit.
Arthur's going to look over at the other mages and say, well, I guess we're lucky we have an elder that's as, vocal and involved as we do. But then again, he usually gets involved when things get fucked up, so you never know.
Talk about the Saul?
It just nods.
Okay.
Arthur's going to be like, what? I mean, usually bad shit goes down, someone makes a call, and he shows up, right?
I mean, you aren't wrong.
We have in fact tried saying his name 3 times into a mirror. At midnight, it doesn't work.
When I do that, he just screams through the house. You know, stop talking. It's late. Go to sleep.
Wait, what? Why? If you live in the same house as him, do you say his name 3 times into the bathroom mirror?
I mean, I don't. I say other things. It's just that if I'm loud and he's sleeping, old people need their sleep and everything, or they get cranky.
Talking into a mirror.
I have to practice my diabolical speeches.
The fact that once again you've got
It's the thing that comes naturally.
and the fact you've got a Cthulhuid entity still feasting on your grey matter is not exactly, helpful, and that you're reading H.P. Lovecraft. Kind of both of these are warning signs if you're plotting, quote, diabolical speeches, end quote.
It was a joke, and his writing is actually very good. Would you prefer me reading, like, the Iliad or something?
What the fuck is the Iliad? You mean the Iliad?
I mean, OC Kim can't say that, so, like, give it a try.
Okay, I will not have made the douchebag comment about phrasing. Well, I mean, I don't know. You could, brave Odysseus and brave Aeneas being all naked and sweaty all the time for all I bloody well know.
Look, I don't bash you for your shitty reading material. Don't bash me for what I'm reading.
Yeah.
It's like we haven't seen that copy of Twilight on your bookshelf.
Brandon, out of character note, I'm so you brought me so near to the phrase "roll initiative."
Looks pretty well read too.
I once knew a guy who would only read Twilight. Like, that was all he read, was like the Twilight series.
Was his name Gravedigger?
No, his name was Edward. He was kind of annoying, and he always spoke like this. Not a lot of people liked him.
If you want something really good to read, you should try getting the Discworld series.
Read it. Mort was amazing.
Gravedigger he starts to laugh, and it becomes a manic kind of laughter for about 5 seconds until he just stops completely, it's like mid-laugh, and then just stops.
Arthur's going to look at you and say, did I get the whole thing off of you, or is there something there still twitching around in your brain?
You might have to check him again.
No, you've just made a reference that amuses me. Nothing interesting.
I'm sorry, I forgot you like to sit in your room and listen to the Cure albums and cut your wrists.
Oh, my. Now we're going to emo comments, are we? What, as opposed to wearing hemp trousers and smoking yourself into oblivion?
He's going to point down to his jeans. Do these look like hemp to you?
No. I thought we were talking about each other's young, foolish teenage days.
Oh, you mean where I spent my teenage days learning how to use magic and running away from the technocracy.
Fair.
Unlike
Very
most of you
stylish.
guys. Oh, sorry, what?
And presumably very stylish hemp pants.
No, I was still wearing jeans at the time. I keep forgetting some of you guys weren't born into the fight like I was. Well, not born into it, but awakened into it. All right, John, who are you playing, and what do you... if you want to come in, we're basically just bullshitting.
First question first. I gotta figure out who I'm playing.
That's legit. We'll just keep going then until you post in side chat that you want an intro. Yep. Arthur's just gonna sit down on the edge of the fountain, run his fingers to the water, and say, "Some of you guys are pretty lucky. You probably awakened places where you didn't have to deal with the war."
Yeah, like me.
Don't you people have your own war that you're dealing with?
You said you people.
I'm sorry, I meant Staves.
The last war the staves for, I believe. Brett, when did the last Masaso War come to a conclusion?
For Mage, you mean? Tiger,
Yeah.
I'm not sure when that was.
That was like the late 90s. So.
Okay.
They haven't fought a war since like 1998.
Arthur's going to be like, from what I understand of his house, it's divided into two groups. The group he belongs to and the group that another group belongs to. And they fight each other for territory because they don't like each other for some reason.
Oh yeah, that kind of ideological split. What was it, the Sabat or something like that?
Hell if I know. I don't.
I mean, there's them who like random destruction, and then there's us who, at least.
Isn't there a group of those guys in the city or something?
Probably. Like rats, they get everywhere.
I think that's what Taraya said when we were at that warehouse a while back.
Speaking of the Ultra Goth, what's he been up to?
Tony's just gonna shrug and say, "Look, I think we all know my stance on vampires at this point, and like, we dealt with Mordecai. There's not much reason for me to stay in contact with him. Last I heard, he went to go to somewhere where, like a monastery or something, I think, and he was dealing with like Mordecai's soul or whatever after we killed him. He said he'd be gone for like a week, but it's been like a month. And I'm just kinda like, okay.
Maybe he can't get back. I don't know.
Well, bear in mind, from what I'm led to understand about vampire souls, from what I've seen, unless you take them, as in physically bind them, they turn to nothing. They get physically torn apart.
She's just gonna smile.
Well, no, you said that he took the soul, which means he's got it imprisoned somewhere, which means it wouldn't have time to be torn apart. But I'm saying, in general, their souls are ripped into pieces after they die.
How many are you basing that off of? How many vampires?
The hundreds of vampires he has single-handedly destroyed over the last 20 years.
Yeah, okay.
No, not at all. I'm merely saying what I've seen whenever I've seen one of your people die.
And I'm asking, how many have you seen?
More than one, less than 100.
It seems like a very small sample size. I think you should, not make this assumption before you get a bigger people.
Sorry, my internet crackled and broke there for a second. What were you saying to me, Tiger?
Oh, and so this seems like a pretty small sample size, honestly. What are you making assumptions?
And he just dropped. So. Arthur's just gonna kind of chuckle a bit and say, if you really Oh, sorry. Now that you're back, Arthur's just going to chuckle and say, if you guys really want to know about vampire souls, there's a vampire in the city that works with them. Bukarati, I think his name is.
Yeah, rather charming fellow when you get down to talk to him.
Anyway, this water sure feels nice. Why is the statue of a guy swinging a fish? Oh, wait, no. Shark. Never mind. I'm sure there's a reason why people swing sharks.
I don't know. They're just kind of there.
Sometimes you wake up and you're like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm just gonna swing a shark around my head.
I guess I should let you guys know, since this kind of pertains and deals with you guys as well. But I might have gotten the Fulgurite, so that'll be happening soon.
You see Arthur just like reach down and start rubbing his forehead underneath his silver hair. Welcome back, Tim.
I mean, do me a favor. When Director Smith comes and eviscerates you, try to forget our names.
I'll be sure to mention yours first.
I thought you'd say that.
I like how you've already planned that this isn't going to work. It's really nice.
Because nothing out of that book, I don't remember it. I just remember nothing out of that book is a good idea.
She'll shrug.
Typically, when dealing with things of eldritch power, they're not good to deal with. Usually best, slammed for... Okay, John's ready to intro Tokugawa, so go ahead.
Tokugawa will approach, dressed fairly simply, is traditional Shinto priest kimono type outfit. Relatively calm tonight. He's got a little bit different focus to him. He seems a little more centered than in the past, a little more grounded perhaps. But he will first and foremost greet Logan, as he's recently joined the Akashics and would recognize Logan first, as well as greeting Arthur, who he hasn't seen in quite some time.
Arthur's skin is a bit more luminescent than usual. But he'll bow his head to Tokugawa. How's it going? He was going to put motion to Christina. This is a new tradition made of mine. Christina Spanos.
Spanos, yeah.
Sorry. Christina Spanos. She's been in the city for a couple of months. I figured I'd finally give her a bit of a tour outside of, her research in my shop. And have you met Alice? Alice is of fresh off the Awakened train.
Hello. Pleasure to meet you.
I haven't. Don't believe I have.
She's
playing with an Omni tool on her arm.
She's one of the more technologically minded, so we figure she's a shoo-in for the Society of Ether.
I see. Well, I suppose the that's certainly better than some of the other technological routes she could go.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that there haven't been any virtual adepts popping up lately. Not since Castle left, the hard way. Oh, and he's going to motion over to Lane. This is Lane. I don't know if you've ever met him. He's one of the staves.
Well,
I don't believe we have met.
that's like,
Well, this close to a full moon, I'm kind of nervous as to what the shifters might be up to lately.
Do they automatically change under the full moon? Like in the movies?
Not from what I'm aware of, but I know that the phase of the moon interacts with them.
Oh.
Arthur, if I recall, we were enlightened during our last conflict that we aided them that the full moon is their warriors, or represents their warriors.
Don't nod his head. I try not to spread that information around if possible.
Well, we have many symbols that represent us. That doesn't necessarily limit us in any way.
That's true. But some of the stuff that I learned is, well, interesting to say the least.
I can't say I'm as familiar with the shifters as I perhaps should be, given the amount of time I spend in the lands of the spirits, but they tend to avoid the fallen lands.
Yeah, they tend to work more with the spirits of earth and nature like I do.
Although I understand they interact with ancestors of some sort, whether that's theirs or mortals tied to them, I don't know.
It all has to do with... I know that they have ancestor spirits, but I think that it's more tied to their people, and their people are part of the spirit world more than the Shadowlands. Like, I think when they die, they actually go to the spirit worlds.
Not an easy thing to do.
If it's part of their nature, it may exactly be what happens. I mean, I still don't know what's going to happen when I die.
Well, at least you're an optimist. You assume
Yeah.
you die at some point.
Yep, I try to look on the bright side of things.
Arthur, if you really want to find out, we could always test the theory.
And I can always test the theory of what happened if I shoved a beam of moonlight directly up your ass. But we're not going to do that now, are we?
Gravedigger shrugs. Okay then. Be alive
I think
if you
that
want
was,
to.
I think he just agreed to you shoving a moonbeam up his ass.
You see Arthur just starts cracking his knuckles a bit and say, it hurts me a little bit to do this, but it's going to hurt you a lot worse. And he's going to start trilling into Nokian.
It's always like this on Tuesdays.
Cody's just gonna look over at Arthur and say, you keep speaking in that tongue, I'm gonna switch to my tongue and see who can speak the loudest.
Arthur's going to look at Tony and say, you know I can understand what you're saying, right?
That makes one of us.
Yeah.
Okay, can everyone hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Awesome. I was like responding to people and shit.
Oh no. Sorry.
I wasn't mad. It was anyway. Logan's response to this whole exchange was looking to Arthur and saying, "If this is what it took for you to get violent, I think we should just put all of us British people into the into the technocracy, and we'll see what happens. We can all be insufferable to you.
Arthur just rolls his eyes. Technically, it would just be light. I mean, if I wanted to shove Moonfire up somebody's butt, well, I've done it to a few worm spirits, but nothing bigger than that.
Just lube up beforehand is all I'm saying.
I mean,
Remarkably hot, and that lube can help cool it down, creating a nice, warm, and pleasant feeling.
but no, Logan, like if he does that, then he might become Moon Boy sooner, and we don't want that to happen.
That's fair. We really don't want you to be Moon Boy.
Nope. Even though he already kind of is Moon Boy. But, I mean,
You know, it would help if he just stopped casting spirit magic.
But that's part of my charm.
and your charm is going to turn you into a spirit.
Oh, that's. I don't understand the terrible objection to spirit magic. Remarkably effective.
It's not all spirit magic, thank you very much. It's only when I channel Luna's power.
Which you do a lot more than normal.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I think shoving a moonbeam up someone's ass would do that. Yeah,
Same with conjuring Moonfire, but yeah, that's true.
Or and hear me out on this one. Throw those hands.
Well, I mean, you've seen how well I fight. Like,
You can get
not at all.
Come on down to the temple. I can show you a few tricks.
That's something to consider. Can you show me how to fight with claws?
Logan thinks about that. I can sure as fuck try.
So, just thinking right now. Arthur's just going to smirk a bit and say, it'd be interesting at least. I'm supposed to be this great and powerful master, and I don't feel any different.
I think that's what they all say.
Maybe I have to be as old as DeSalle to be a master.
No. In the Order of Hermes, it is. They say, "I'm the great and powerful master," and then all of the apprentices say, "Yes, master," and generally do whatever the fuck you want.
All right, that's true. Lane, your phone rings.
I'm gonna look at who is calling him before answering.
It says unknown.
He's going to sigh very heavily in that answer.
All right, as you answer, you hear this weird reverberation in your ears. I hear you've been looking for me.
One second, I'm gonna have to roll an sub to hide my oh shit face.
Okay. While
You
you're
have
at
to roll
it,
what now?
while you're at it, roll your Malk time.
Okay, I'm gonna do the minute sub first. Or would you rather me do the mount time first?
Do the minute sub first. That's wholly legit.
Alright, 2 successes on the minute sub.
Okay. He's
Oh, is
not
this so
gonna
you?
contest.
Is this so you don't show how you feel?
Yes.
Brett, can you throw Gravedigger's Pool at that for me? Because I'll totally try and determine how we feel.
Okay, what is it?
8 dice and 10s will double.
I'm trying to remember the roll because I can never remember how to roll on this thing.
It's just the
Number of
hashtag
dice.
number of d10s. Yeah.
F, and then whatever the difficulty is for the individual.
Standard difficulty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey Tiger, how you feeling?
He is,
Alice got 4.
if oh shit had a face, that would be it.
Okay.
Anybody else gonna roll?
Sure. I just had to check.
Oh my. Failed an outtime roll.
That's a shitty Malk time roll.
Apparently it helps if I remember the hashtag.
Okay, so it's a push, and Lane's technically the defender, so you don't know.
Mhm.
Same with Tony. Okay, so
Brett, can you throw my 4 Arete dice, difficulty 3, because Gravedigger's going to basically try and eavesdrop using correspondence.
That would be more
'Cause it's-
force.
I didn't hear a word of that.
That would be more forces.
I thought that you could I thought you could just kind of like change the perspective of your senses with
You can do that
correspondence.
with-
Like basically go my sense. Oh, you can do that with sight. Okay, in that case, he'll just quirk an eyebrow.
all right. You're.
So yeah,
I'll-
Lane's just gonna kind of.
I'll explain the issue with you failing that Malk time roll in a later bit. So go ahead.
Who is this?
I think you know who this is. You're after Seraphina. I want to know why.
He's not making any attempt to hide it at this point. Oh shit face. Yeah, I mean, so I'm just trying to help somebody out. I want to see their sister again.
Sister. So he's still looking for her then. Well, you're in luck. I get the feeling I'm going to be seeing you really soon. He's building it after all. And soon I will be called to his side. Just make sure you know which side you're on.
Who is he?
He's building it. That's enough for you to know for now. Pleasant evening. And the phone will hang up. At this point, Brother Bartholomew is going to actually be running up to the group. But it doesn't look like he's heading towards you. It looks like he's heading somewhere else.
Things is getting going. Hey!
Bartholomew is going to stop and he's going to look at the group and say, "Oh, hello. Bit of a bother right now. What seems to be the issue? For those of you who have never seen Brother Bartholomew, he's a 15-year-old Franciscan monk."
So, Lane, darling, I have a question. What prefaces the fact of he's built? What is someone building, and you looking like if you could biologically you're about to shit your pants?
I'm gonna just say you probably know just as much as I do on this one.
Excellent. That's all I ask.
He's just gonna look at Bartholomew. So I may have had a call with the guy who has your sister.
You've got a sister? Holy shit.
Yeah, we were made about the same time. Lost track of her in the 1200s after Thorns. What did he say? What's going on?
He said that he is building something, referring to a third party, and that all of us will be by his side soon, and to make sure I know what side I'm on when that happens.
That's horribly cryptic, but if you're talking to a Malkavian, there's got to be something to it. That's not the issue I'm in a hurry for. Remember, he's going to look at Tony and say, shit. And yes, you just heard the Franciscan monk swear.
Tony's gonna look
Oh,
at
God.
him and say, no, do continue.
The other 2 books are missing, and he's going to start running off.
Oh, for fuck's
Are
sake.
you No. Okay, so Tony's just gonna sling her bag over her shoulder and start, walking with this dude. And I'll be like, what do you mean the other 2 books you're missing?
He's going to stop. He's going to turn around. And he's going to say, I got in contact with those members of my order that were charged with that part of the Vatican Library, and it's missing. They're both missing.
For a super secret Vatican library, it doesn't seem that you guys really keep your books there.
Brett, Gravedigger's taking out his cell phone. He's sighing deeply as he's basically pressing the call button for Desal. Press.
Yeah, no, Tony's already texted us all real quick. Like, hey, boo! Or buddy. Hey, buddy.
Press. Ring. Ring.
I was going to pick up what now?
It would appear as though the vampire Franciscans have lost the other books.
At that point, Bartho was going to say, hey, we didn't lose them. They were in there, and not all Franciscans are vampires. Thank you very much.
My apologies for the racial denomination of your various different orders. The livingly challenged area of the Vatican Library have somehow managed to, over the course of the centuries, not look at the books, and they have been stolen by an outside force. Is that politically correct enough?
Bartholomew's just going to sigh. If you'll excuse me, I need to go tell the prince. And he's going to start running off again. This I was going to say. Oh, what?
Sorry. You go ahead and do this. I'll do it after you get
Okay.
done with the cell thing.
This also is going to be, we don't know that they're in the city. This may be nothing to worry about. I'll look into it.
You say that. However, I've come to find out that whenever there is the slight possibility of shit raining down on us from on high, you can guarantee that shit is raining down from us from on high.
I mean, usually bad news comes in 3s.
Well, think about it like this. First 1 book went missing, then another 2, meaning we've already come to 3.
Arthur's just looking at you guys. Well, looks like me turning into an avatar of Luna's looking pretty good right now, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Like, no. Also, a shitty situation doesn't make your shitty situation any less shitty. That's not how that works. Quit enabling him, you guys. What the fuck is wrong with you?
We're horrible people.
Hey, if it makes him happy, who am I to stop him?
Arthur is just chuckling in. They'll sell us like, why? What is? I don't even.
Arthur's having a shit bit of humor at his own catharsis. Nothing to worry about.
Well, see if you guys can figure out what's going on the street level. I'm going to go knock on the heavens.
Oh, God. Right, Desal's going to go knock upstairs, and probably some high umbrals are about to start falling down catastrophically. He wants us, Gravedigger says as he hangs up the phone, he wants us to, quote, find out what's happening at street level, end quote.
I'm going to go with some books were stolen. That's what's happening at street level.
Well, no, some books were stolen that basically might not be the keys to waking up very evil, very dark Cthulhuoid entities that are currently very much asleep, and we would very much like to keep that way.
What would the if we ask the dead if these are old books, dead ones possess them? Yes.
No, ironically, that won't work. What was the name of the manuscript again, Brett? The manuscript?
The Voynich document Documents, which was a group of it was a group of books and papers that were uncovered by Roger Bacon.
Yes. Ironically, okay, so history lesson, kiddies, gather round for Gravedigger's patented Christmas tale. The Voynich documents were discovered by a monk by the name of Bacon. What year, give or take, these?
1200s.
Were discovered in the 1200s by a monk by the name of Bacon, who basically, he either transcribed them or he discovered them. It's not exactly clear. These, as I say, are dark documents that pertain to various different elder beings. I would normally suggest we just summon Bacon's ghost or his wraith from the Shadowlands, but unfortunately we can't do that because the monk known as Bacon is still alive. We don't know how, and he's apparently a gibbering lunatic, but he's still alive. So as to what's in the documents, frankly, only he knows, and he's not really talkative on the topic.
You just think he's a gibbering idiot. He's probably telling you everything you need to know. You just don't know how to listen.
I could try talking to him.
I believe he's currently in the Vatican.
Is
Still haven't sent over.
Is Bartholomew still around?
No, he's actually run off.
Lane's gonna call Matt.
Okay, Tim, do you want to handle the mask call? Since that's your NPC now?
Yes, I can go ahead and do that right quick. I'm just going to bring down my overlay so that way it's very clear that I'm not playing Logan right now.
Gotcha.
So Lane's dialing mask. You get 6.5 rings for mask finally answers. Yes, hello, Lane.
Seneschal, we have a little bit of a problem. Brother Bartholomew is on his way to talk to Prince Liam about 2 other books missing.
Are they all missing now?
He's gonna say 1 second and hold the phone to his chest. Are all the books missing now, guys?
Yes, all the books are missing now.
Tony's gonna nod.
They'll put the phone back up to his ear. Yes, they are.
I will call Primogen Raven and make sure that she is there with Prince Liam when he hears the news. Thank you for providing me with this information, Mr. Peralt.
Thank you for your time.
Please retain what little of your sanity that you have left. And he's just going to hang up with that.
I'm just gonna look at his phone a little sad, but we'll just put it away.
All right, so now phone call's over. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm sure Mask is at least going to let the Primogen know. Anyway, Arthur's just like, well, let's see. So the 2 of the 3 books that were being hid are now out.
Correct.
But the 3rd book is still lost into the wind, right?
That's possible, unless it's not.
Well, didn't you guys say that Saul like dispersed it or something?
He did.
Yes, but that's not to say that they didn't bring it back. Bear in mind, we're dealing with people who seem to have the innate ability to break into the highest security levels of the Vatican, aka that place where we keep a whole bunch of occult knowledge and other gribbledygook to keep things, from breaking in there, and yet manage to steal books out from the nose of incredibly ancient, quasi-immortal beings who have their own special unique powers without them realizing the books are gone.
I very much think that they might maybe kind of sort of have the ability to recongeal the books.
How long have the books been gone?
Arthur's going to look in the direction of the disappearing monk and say, that would have been an interesting question to ask him while he was still here.
Okay, which one of us is the fastest? Somebody catch up with that monk. I'm not even joking. Go, someone. Start with the running.
You can't see him anymore. He's gone.
Fuck.
Why are you assuming that it's someone who's doing it, and not the books themselves? They sort of have a mind of their own.
Oh no, I mean, when I say someone, it could completely and totally be the entities behind the books. I'm just trying to use someone as kind of like a catch-all phrase for beings, entities, and or people. Maybe even cultists.
It's probably just the books. Because when the book popped up, they came in the place of the toaster. I don't know where the toaster went, but that's where the book
It's probably in the Vatican.
On the bright side, at least the toast is now sanctified.
See, Tony's phone's going to ring.
Just gonna pick it up and be like, hello?
Miss Jiang. Yes, have you talked to your master about getting the toaster out of my home?
Who are you?
Gladys.
Oh!
Yeah, she's got her phone, up to her ear and everything. So, she'll just kind of say, what is that? Oh, so that's where Toasty went.
Yes, and he won't shut up.
At least he's not throwing toast all over the place. Wait, is he plugged in? Can he talk without being plugged in?
Yes, he can, and he is really getting to the point where I'm about to throw him into a matter eliminator.
Don't be mean to Toasty.
Do you know how hard it is to have another AI in the same place as you are, and one that is fanatically obsessed with toasted bread products?
No, but I have to deal with other things. Probably not as crazy as that, but
No, you've got to deal with Gravedigger. You've got your own cross to bear.
kinda.
Anyway, I would like to. I asked Jason to talk to Saul about getting this thing out of here.
Like, don't get your metaphorical mechanical panties in a twist. I'll talk to this all. And then she's gonna walk several feet away to make sure nobody can listen. And she'll just say, so the other two books, you know how to find them by chance?
What books are you referring to?
Oh, never mind then. Have a good one. I'm gonna call Saul.
Very well. Have a good night.
Good night. She's gonna hang up and then call Saul. Yeah.
Saul will pick up. Yes, Tony.
We have to save Toasty.
What happened to Toasty?
Apparently he's in deep water with GLaDOS.
Yes, I think Jason mentioned something of that to me. I didn't consider it a priority.
Well, she has her, mechanical panties in a twist. And was all like, do you know how hard it is to have another AI that's obsessed with toast? You know, that sort of thing. She was threatening to throw him into, a matter exploder.
I'll go down and get him. You guys should probably focus on what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm about to go book shopping soon. So.
Gravedigger will kind of whistle at Tony, and he'll say, "Can you ask Saul if Bacon is indeed in the Vatican? Because he knew about him. He might know where he is."
Tony's not even gonna look. She's just gonna say, "You whistle at me like I'm some sort of dog again, and stuff's gonna happen."
Oh dearie my.
That being said, she's gonna be like, and say to this all, Gravedigger wants to know something about this Bacon dude.
What does he want to know about Roger Bacon?
Because Kim completely forgot, but Tony will say what Gravedigger just asked.
Basically, he wants to know where they keep him.
From what I understand, the Vatican has certain black site locations that are for the truly quote unquote heretical. Probably, I don't know, outside of Rome. I don't know. They tried to put me in one once during the Inquisition. I made them think better of it.
Desaul, did you expect the Spanish Inquisition?
It wasn't the Spanish Inquisition. It was the Italian Inquisition, unfortunately. But they were less, fire and brimstone and more on fire after they tried to throw me in prison.
I'm just gonna take it as you did not expect the Spanish Inquisition, because no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. That being said, so everyone says this Bacon dude is crazy. I want to go talk to him because he might know where the books have gone.
Well, you'd have to find your way to the site first, and then I'd have to be the one to send you there, so I'd have to know where I'm sending you.
So basically, all right, we have to basically catch up with Bartholomew and ask him the question, I suppose, because it's probably his order, or if not his order, he'd know the order that has him. So, sorry, Tiger, what was the name of your vampire again? Lane, sweetie, darling pie, where would Brother Bartholomew have run off to?
A place that I can't take you guys to.
Okie dokie.
Old Town's not friendly?
I figured you'd be going someplace else.
Actually, Old Town is where the Elysium is.
Oh, okay. It's not so much Old Town. It's just one specific place in Old Town.
Is she?
Well, hang on, because I don't assume that I was around before. By the way, what's Thorns?
What's what?
Is the South still on the phone?
Yeah.
All right. I'm guessing Granger is speaking loud enough so you could hear him.
Yeah.
Thorns was a city that burned down in France.
Oh, okay.
Tony will relay that information since she is kept the phone up to her ear and has, yeah.
Right, well, in that case, Lane, could you do us a favour? Can you text, because I don't suppose the I was around in the year 1200 carries a cell phone on him, or if he does, I don't have his bloody number. Can you text someone who's going to be at this place that we cannot go and inform him that we would like to meet with Brother Bartholomew when he's done with his meeting, so that we can basically get help on the current situation?
Alright. He'll pull out his phone and he will send a text and ask saying a bunch of mages are asking him to speak with Brother Bartholomew whenever he is available.
And now we play the waiting game.
Tim went AFK probably.
Rip Tim.
He's muted again. I don't know if he knows he's muted. Anyway, while that's all going on, Arthur's going to look over at Tokugawa's going to say, "Man, I bet you weren't expecting this shit when you walked out of the temple tonight, huh?"
I've stopped having expectations in this city. Last time I ran into some of you, we ended up fighting a demon under the pretense of trying to save a fallen. And I
Demon
can't
fighting.
believe I just said that. The very logic of that baffles me.
Hey, you weren't here when we had to fight the infernalist vampires that were trying to summon a demon and, absorb it.
Well, I mean, there's a logic there. Why draw power from a guardian if you can take it for yourself?
This city, I honestly don't know how it's still standing. I think it's the technocrats. They just keep rebuilding it.
Well, they would have it in a state they would like to keep it, and in order to maintain that, they have to put in effort. That's why they don't like us. We create that need for effort.
Yeah, that's true.
Tim's back.
Yay.
Lane
Go ahead, Tiger.
just texted Mask saying some of the local mages need to speak to Brother, or asking to speak to Brother Bartholomew when he gets a free room.
Either he doesn't realize he's muted, or that was him actually saying that he came back, but he was leaving again.
I don't know. Tim, if you're trying to speak, you're unmuted, though. Anyway.
Tony, who's still kind of on the phone with this all, is just going to ask, do you know any way to track the other 2 books? You did touch the other one, so I'm assuming you got, like, every, you know about them and everything like that, so.
Well, it's not as easy as all that. I didn't so much as touch or read the book as blindly disperse it into the atmosphere.
Oh, good. Blindly is always a good sign. We like blindly.
Phrasing.
It was the only safe way to get rid of the book without killing 2 people.
Guys, I'm just going to go out and mention that Tony doesn't have her phone on speaker. And she is kind of standing a little ways off. So, just throwing that out there. Unless you guys got, like, super hearing. Sorry. She'll just kind of say, okay, because, like, if the books are back in the city, if they are, it would probably be good to find them.
If they are in the city, it is very possible they are making their presence hidden.
How would we go about finding them then? Because I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it'll work.
Let's see. How would one find the books? When you were in the presence of the books, did you feel anything unusual?
Is that like a trick question? Like, I felt a lot of stuff off with the book. Like weird presence and stuff.
It's possible that you can react to the presence of the books.
Okay, so what you're saying is that I just have to do the idea I had and walk around the city like a book magnet.
It's not the worst idea. Unfortunately, right now I don't have much that I can work with. The last book kind of fell into your lap, if you recall correctly.
It didn't fall into my lap, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
What?
Okay, I got you.
I think. But by the way, we can hear Tony's half of the conversation. We can't hear DeSalle's, I would assume.
Yes.
Because we can hear you talk. Gravedigger walks up to Tony and he doesn't touch her, but he puts two of his fingers really close to her head and he says, "Don't you see? You've got a connection. That thing is based on the same energy that the books are. So you find out what that energy is, you find out how it feels, and then maybe you can track the greater energy source."
Yeah, that's kind of what was just theorized. That's why I was gonna go walk around the city for a little bit and see if anything pinged.
No. But for a start, walking around the city this size would take an incredible amount of time. Time that we don't really have.
She'll smile
So,
and just have ways.
as you say.
Could there be benefit to someone with spatial magics and spiritual magics trying to recognize correlations between these energies? If she resonates with it, one would think that that would leave some sort of mark on her. We could look for that mark elsewhere in the city.
From what I understand,
She'll point to her head, and there is this really large black vein kind of running across her temple. And she'll say, yeah, there was a mark that was left, but it only really happens if someone reads the book. And again, I guess it's also connected to the book.
So early on, Alice scanned everybody. Can she take those scans and use it to, or can she run another scan checking for certain energies coming off of that thing in her head?
Tiger, I'll leave that up to you because I don't know exactly what she made or how the scan works.
Just got an Omni tool, basically.
I don't know all what was used in making it or what its basis or bandwidth for charting magical energy is.
Exactly.
What is she looking for? Any type of energy coming off of this thing in Tony's head?
I'd allow it. She may not necessarily know exactly what the energy is popping up on her scanner. She'd recognize it, if that makes sense.
what spheres can you scan with the scanny thingy?
Correspondence, life, matter, force, mind, time, stuffs like that.
No, so you have a rank in each one of the spheres and used it to build the device. That makes sense.
I'm going to say that you can only get a partial reading based off of mind, but the primary energy is spirit based. So it's not going to be a complete reading. What do you say to that? Tiger, do you agree with me or?
Yeah, it's still like it'd be enough that you'd be able to recognize like this is the same kind of thing going on over here, probably. Like,
Yeah.
But
All right, if you want to roll a int tech to scan for that energy signature.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier, could I just use entropy to use like follow the winds of fate and just be super lucky and wander across the book?
Tiger, I don't know if you want to, how you feel about that, to be honest.
3 successes.
3 successes.
What was it?
What did I miss?
Basically using entropy to just make herself lucky enough and just kind of, have that gut feeling as she walks around the town, that one of the books might be in this area of the city or, that side of the city, just by using entropy.
Yeah. Yeah. It probably lowered the difficulty for finding it. Like if you were using Prime or anything.
The amount of successes needed to search the whole city, though, would be huge.
You had like.
Also, Brett, because I don't know if they are, if they aren't, and this would affect that. Are the books themselves, because I don't know what they are they tied to fate, or are they something wibbly? Because certain things aren't tied to fate as we understand it, like,
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
So ish.
Yeah.
Tony will look to Alice and just say, I have a way we can kind of sort of narrow it down in what area of the city it is, if you want to use your thing or whatever.
Sure.
Because OOC, I'm assuming, like, she's all kind of up in Tony's business, like scanning her with this thing or whatever. I don't know.
She didn't have to get that, like, right up on you, but she did, like, scan especially your head.
Yeah, well, that it would be obvious that she was.
Yes. Yes.
She'll say, I don't know, whatever you were doing over there, but we could use it to narrow down on the books or something of the sort. Not saying,
I got an energy reading. Not complete though. Something more to it than this.
she'll nod. Yeah. I'm not saying, that we all go and do this right now unless you guys just want to have like a book hunt right now or.
As of now, you're not getting any readings on your scanner for that energy signature.
Brett, because of the spheres that were needed, you said that in order to get more of a concrete link, you needed spirit and mind. Is that correct? Yes.
I'm only saying that based upon her scanning device, which is basically an energy scanner.
Okay. Gonna just, if you don't mind rolling me 4 dice, just to look into the Umbra to see if everything's kind of kosher.
What level are you using?
Just 1, so it's diff 3.
Starts off at diff 4. What foci are you using?
Oh, he'll basically do his standard bite the back of his hand ever so slightly to just draw enough blood, and will then kind of trace a small thin line of blood under each one of his eyes. So that's his foci and custom foci.
All right, so
delicious.
You actually would have done well even with the 4. You didn't need the reduced difficulty. You got 4 successes. You peeking into the Umbra, there's an awful lot of light around Arthur, as usual. There, a couple of Banes hanging around Lane that are basically shrieking and running away from the loon that is currently trying to zap them to death. All the other spirits are giving Arthur a wide berth because there's a loon with him tonight. And
so, nothing out of the quote-unquote ordinary.
Nothing out of the quote-unquote ordinary in this area, but you are still looking into the immediate penumbra.
Okay.
So would fetishes and such show up? Be visible if he's using spirit speech that close?
Not necessarily. I mean, Tiger, that's always been a gray area for me. Since fetishes, the spirit has to be awoken for them to be active. Like, you have to activate it for the spirit to become visible.
I'd say if it's active, then yes, they'll show up. But if not, then it's just like, oh, it's whatever the hell.
All right.
Oh, Tiger, Lane hears something in his head.
Do I need to roll anything?
Nope.
I tell me what it's saying.
Basically, yeah, it's saying there are books here. Why are the books here? They don't need to be here. Are they here for me? Or are they here for you? And that was only heard by Lane because it's inside his own mind.
So yeah, Brett, I looked at the books when they were here under Spirit Sight, so I kind of have a rough idea as to what they looked like if they had a presence.
You don't remember.
Oh yeah, I don't. Curses,
Nope.
spoiled again. But in that case, spirity things. What kind of spirits are kind of hovering around that are not like being vastly intimidated by the loon?
Basic nature spirits, spirit representations of wolves, dogs, squirrels, bunny rabbits, cats, the Loch Ness Monster. No, not really. Even there, you see that there's an Undyne spirit playing in the water. It's a minor Undyne spirit, like a Gaffling.
Okay. Gonna go over and say hello to the Gaffling.
Can I roll perception awareness to try and get an idea of where the voice is coming from?
Sure, go ahead. Your spec and Malk time applies.
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty 7.
So I spend a willpower.
Okay. The Gaffling, the Undine Gaffling's going to look at you and say, "You should get in the water. The water is very nice."
I take it he's in the water. There in the water of the fountain.
It looks like a little tiny female wearing nothing but shimmery sateen.
Gravedigger kind of sits on the edge of the fountain and kind of lets his hand play in the water ever slightly. Sorry, you go ahead, Tiger.
I was asking if I can spend the willpower on the perk awareness.
Yes, I'll allow that. It feels very peaceful. You can probably understand why Arthur's spending a lot of time with the water right now.
I got 6 successes.
Yeah, it's inside your head.
Oh, I meant I was trying to reach out through the network to see where it's coming from originally.
From what you can tell, this came from the network itself.
I don't want it, Brett. I don't want that at all.
Yes, you actually have Malkav talking to you now. How does that feel? From where he's sitting next to the fountain, Gravedigger's going to kind of look down. He's going to say, "I wonder if you could do me a service, little one."
It's going to look at you. You're not very peaceful. Maybe if you were more peaceful, I could help you. Or maybe if you had something to give me.
What do you want?
She's going to look around and say, she's going to hold out her hand.
Sorry, what did they ask for? I didn't hear.
She didn't ask for anything. She just held out her hand.
Okay. He kind of quirks his head to the side. Weird spirits doing weird things.
You're supposed to give me Chiminage now.
He will give. It's they basically want quintessence. Yes.
No, they can't eat quintessence.
What's she asking for then? Sorry, what's Chimich or Chimich?
Arthur's gonna nudge you and say, "You need to give it Gnosis."
Oh fuck!
Well, Antagonite.
That's something I
Memo to self, bottlegnosis. That's the memo. How to...
Arthur's going to need to make this roll and hope that I don't botch or fail it.
Yeah, man, don't botch.
4. Yes. All right, Tiger. .1 prime. I'm transmuting a TAS into a Gnosis. You got 2 successes.
Is it only one prime to do that?
It's a specific rote. Basically,
Cool.
you have to be taught how to do this. It's not something you can do on the fly.
That's fine.
Arthur pulls out a task coin, places it in both hands, and he utters a prayer in Enochian, and it sounds odd. It sounds very peaceful and very soothing. Like you feel warm being around him while he's singing this. He will then reach out in the spirit world and place the gnosis into the creature's hand, and she's going to look up at him and say, "Oh, nice. Okay. What do you want me to do for you?" And Arthur's going to motion over to Gravedigger.
Hoping you could tell us. After all, you flow here and there as all water must. If you could tell us on your journeys if you find anything or anywhere in the city where the spirit world is odd or off in any way.
She's going to point off in the direction of the Innovatech building.
Other than newly odd.
She's going to point to the north.
No. Why? What's peculiar up there?
It's difficult to say. But, yeah, there's something a little weird up there.
Thank you very much, Gravedigger says as he stands up.
She's going to go back to playing in the water.
I believe I've narrowed down the location for you to start your hunt, he says as he points due north.
She'll,
Hey, bro. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
no, you go, my bad.
I was gonna ask, can I try and send a message to the voice in my head through the network?
You can, yes. Anyway, while I'm waiting for Tiger to come up with the message.
Okay, so I got one success. Basically, he's just gonna ask, who are you and why are you in my head?
It's not your head. It's my head.
Maybe it's both our heads. Maybe we're just kind of roommates in this head.
Is it my blood or is it your blood? Is it my head or is it your head?
Oh god. There's no reason it can't be both.
Well, I'm here now. I'm not going to stay for long.
May I ask who you are?
No.
May I ask before asking that? Well, I hope you enjoy your stay.
Thank you. Oh, you may want to stock up on edible panties. I love edible underwear, especially the cotton flavored ones.
I'll make a note of that.
And it was in this moment we realized Malcab was secretly an anime pervert.
Okay.
No, it's where you realize Malkath has 47 different personalities. Anyway, are you going to try saying anything else to the thing in your head?
No, I am going to shoot off a text to my sire saying, hey, there's another voice in my head and I don't like it.
Your sire is going to text back, well, just ignore it. It'll probably go away after a while. Did you eat anything odd?
No,
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it's trying to get me to eat odd things, though.
Like,
Edible panties.
I don't even understand how to respond to that.
I don't
Thank you
either.
thank you for bringing it to my attention, my child, but I think I'm going to hang up now.
Alright, bye.
So, how long have you had this fixation with eating women's underwear?
That was text
Oh, no, that was
message.
a
That
text.
was not.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No. I thought when he said hung up phone call, that would have been interesting. Just kind of admit public.
No, that was his sire basically saying, I'm not going to respond anymore tonight.
So I got one success on the roll and grave on the entropy roll. We got Alice's mechanical doohickey, and we got Gravedigger who just pointed Tony in the direction of the weird stuff. So, and it was north towards Novatech, wasn't it? I think.
No. She pointed towards the Novatech is actually to the east, and she pointed towards Novatech because he asked about weird things in the Umbra, and that's the weirdest thing in the Umbra to an Undine spirit.
Okay.
Then she pointed to the north.
Okay. So with that in mind, Tony's just gonna look down at Alice and say, up for a scavenger hunt?
All right, buddy.
John, if you gotta go be family man, go be family man.
Oh yeah, I probably should get going pretty quick here.
Because it sounds like Anton's awake.
Yeah, well, I told him he could stay up late tonight.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, I'll talk to you later then.
All right, yeah. So Tokugawa will just kind of he says he'll get back to them if he hears anything, but he has to check on some things and head off to his Wraith network to do all kinds of questionable necromancy.
Tony will wave him by.
Arthur will wave by.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one, man.
Good night. Get some rest.
Yeah.
Since I guess Natalie went away for a little bit, I only have one success on that, and that won't last for a scene. So I'm assuming I'm gonna have to do some more rolls, Tiger.
You were
I'm
really
here.
tired.
Sorry. I missed you. I didn't realize you'd said my name. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Well, I'll say what Tony said to Alice in a moment. But I only got one success on the entropy thing, and I'm gonna need more. So you said every time I use it, though, the diff would go up. So if I need to accumulate more successes, I'm assuming just every time I roll go up a diff.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Where are you going, little dog? My dog wants to be on camera, apparently.
Puppy.
And
Right, anyway.
I think I might just have to give up with this spell because I only got 2 successes before I failed.
At least you didn't botch again.
Right. Not just a straight fail. So Tony will look down to Alice and just kind of say, so I think we have a pinpoint on where to go if you want to go book hunting.
Sure. I'm not getting a reading in the city yet. It might be coming this way still.
Well, Gravedigger said to try north, so I guess that's something. And maybe it'll ping off my head or something if we get closer.
Sure, let's go.
All right, so you guys are just going to head north. Lane, are you
Dodging
going with them?
buildings, but yeah.
Lane will go with this one. He's like,
And we'll assume that Logan is just ghosting for now, since Tim's AFK still. And I don't know what's going on with Evan. He may have gone to bed for the night. Arthur's just going to say, I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers. And he's going to go back to looking at the fountain while you guys head off.
That goes so well for the people on Facebook. Thank you, Arthur.
Arthur just chuckles. You know, I can... You guys want me to come with you and heal?
Nah, you might have the temptation for that evil spirit magic might be too high, and we'll lose you.
He's just going to roll his eyes. Whatever. Let me know if you need any help.
I'm pretty sure you'll just be able to hear the screaming.
Probably.
And I guess the Terrible 2 will head up north.
Well, 3.
Oh, 3, that's right. Sorry. Terrible. I don't think it works with Terrible 3. You know what? We'll make it work. Terrible 3 and the
Terrifying 3.
Terrifying 3. There we go.
All right, so you guys start heading north.
Yes.
It's a oddly quiet night in Hong Kong tonight.
Well,
You
that's
do
never
see
good.
some signs of the PLA, but they're mostly doing standard patrols.
I guess this would be a Brett Tiger question. Pelagius, is connected to Tony's head. Would he possibly be able to get a location on this thing? Or at least help as well? I don't know what powers they got.
I'm really gonna say no because it's more of a sympathetic bond between you and your familiar, not really a telepathic link.
Okay.
Unless Tiger wants to amend that.
I mean, it usually is kind of a telepathic link, but even then, he doesn't really have much of a way of detecting this sort of thing.
Okay. I just don't know what familiars do. Like, I've had to use Pelagius like once, so. And up north we go.
Yep. All right. So, question: who here has actually been to the graveyard in the north?
Not I.
Did Tony
No.
ever go there? I can't remember.
I don't think it was ever IC, but like she like in a scene or anything, but she probably has checked it out just to, especially during Mordecai's tyranny, just to make sure that no zombies were up and roaming the graveyard.
Oh, yeah. So this graveyard's pretty quiet. Mostly because the only people in the city that, there's nobody here in the city that actually remembers what happened there. The graveyard is pretty much directly north of where you guys were. And it has it looks like it's a relatively normal graveyard. All, the only thing that you would notice that's a little unusual about it is there doesn't seem to be any people there. I mean, it is late at night, but there's not even a groundskeeper.
Tony will look down to Alice and just say, you getting anything?
We'll roll something. Refresh scan on the area.
In tech, right, Tiger?
Yes.
Two successes.
Okay. You're not getting any energy readings based off of the original energy pattern. However, there is a bit of an unusual energy reading here.
I'm getting a strange reading, but it's not the same kind.
I guess the books are different. Well, they are different, so I guess that might be the reason. Gosh, I hope they don't have like monsters attached. That would be
I have the medium merit, Brett.
Yeah.
Are there any?
Yes, there are.
Is there any part that they might be either super focused on or super hardcore avoiding?
You can hear them kind of mumbling amongst themselves. Ever since those new humans came in, it sure has been creepy around here. Have you seen what's been coming out of that place? No, thank you. Did you hear about the Maskers Guild? I hear they're capturing more wraiths lately. I wonder what that's about. Oh, and then there's one other thing. Did you try touching that weird steel left over from the last time? Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? I don't know why it's still here, but we can't get anybody to get rid of it.
He's gonna turn to the two mazes. You guys do weird spirit things, right?
What was it? I do have the medium merit too, so would Tony have heard that?
Yeah, you'd be hearing this too.
She'll turn to Lane and say, I can't do with spirit stuff. She'll turn to Alice, just kind of have that question mark look on her face.
Can I touch him? No. No, I can't. Probably can't do anything to him then.
Tony's just going to turn back to Lane and say, nope. But if you were asking that because you heard what I heard, then I don't know. Did you hear what I heard? Or am hearing?
About the weird steel and the maskers getting more rates and
Yeah.
this place being creepier than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So they need spirit energy to power something, and this metal, if we get rid of it, will make something happen.
Ooh. I'll just, I'm gonna throw out Matter Sight and see if I can't just see the metal that way.
You'll have to be able to cross it with spirit in order to see it.
Never mind then. What about Prime? Would Prime work? Prime
Nope.
Matter? Damn.
It's technically in a different reality.
Okay. Shit, where's the spirit pages? We need one. We have so many in the city.
You just left one behind.
Oh. You know, well, I don't know if like you'd be okay with running your PC and doing ST stuff, because if that's okay with you, then Tony would just call Arthur and just kind of be like, so But like, if that's not something you want to do, then we can scour the graveyard.
Well, the problem is that you guys are basically stuck here without a spirit mage. Because so I was trying to get. I would have loved for John to stay around later, but with everything going on, it's understandable. This would have been perfect for Gravedigger.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Who else in the city feels a spirit that you could call that's an NPC that's not run by Brett? You know what? Tony's just gonna call up Master Bao. You help all that good.
Okay. Yes.
Hey, Master Bao, I know I have no right to ask any favors of you or anything, but do you or any mage you know is good with spirit stuff?
I could send Brother Homura, I suppose. What's happening?
We're at a graveyard, and the spirits are talking about or the wraiths are. She would have said wraiths, but then the wraiths are talking about some stuff. But no one here no one here deals with spirit stuff.
I see. Okay, well. I'll
It'd
send
be a good
Homura
idea
over.
to ask which graveyard they're in, by the way.
I mean,
And Tony would give the location, and she'll just be like,
Was Bao here during that? I cannot remember.
no, he wasn't.
and Tony will just say, like, if you ever need like something done or like a favor, just let me know, because I know I don't really have any association with you or whatever. So you and your guys.
I'll think of something.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Tiger, was Master Bao here during that incident? I cannot remember.
He was not.
Okay. So you
No,
just know
be
it's the northern
cautious.
graveyard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tiger. Sorry about having to ask you to run an NPC too while you have your.
Are you good? You good?
No one's reading chat, obviously.
No, I am, but like
Oh, Lindsay is coming.
that's,
Okay.
like after I had already asked the NPC, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Worst comes to worst, Homura gets lost on the way.
Oh, not poor Homura.
Hey, people get lost,
Creepy city.
Anyway. So there's still a little bit of random wraith chatter around. Why are these people just standing here? This is weird. This is very weird. They're just standing here. I don't know why they're just standing here. They look lost. Are you guys lost? Hello? Are you guys lost?
No, we're not lost.
Did she say something? I can't hear a thing she's saying.
Who are you
Uh,
talking
medium-
to?
Medium merit lets us speak to ghosts.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. So you say you're not lost, and they're like, wow, they can speak to us. That's weird.
You're weird.
Why are you in our graveyard? Shoo, there's enough weird humans around here.
I'm not weird. What are you talking about?
One second, guys.
One of them's gonna. Oh, sorry, Tiger. Say, one of them's gonna go to Lane and say, "Did you know you're dead?"
Christina, can you do the whole looking at spirity and like mattery things? And she's kind of making little pointy fingers with her index and pinky on each hand, and like trying to be all voodoo-y magic stuff.
She just kind of gives Alice a weird look. And out of character, I'm not sure what to roll, so. Oh, and I need the link to the rolls room again. There we go.
There you go. What Tony says, when the race going to go? Well, you're living. Why are you hanging out with dead people?
It's not entirely because I want to.
Don't you want to be dead like us? It's a lot of fun.
No.
Unless the users get you, or the maskers, or the moliators, or
Look, I'll have you know, I was bodily challenged like you guys once. It didn't suit me. It was really weird. I couldn't see. There was screaming. I don't want to do it again.
Sounds like you got taken by a bad necromancer. Yeah, necromancers suck. You should stay away from necromancers. Necromancers totally suck. They don't even know what the hell they're doing half the time.
I mean, to be fair, he was a bad necromancer and we killed him. That was nice.
Well, as long as he's dead.
Yep. So wait, you guys have been... Let me guess, if some of these necromancers, Gravedigger, or any of his two goons?
Oh, Gravedigger. I don't like that guy. Yeah, he keeps trying to grab people. You shouldn't grab people. Grabbing people is not cool. The Maskers Guild grabs people, and that's how people end up disappearing. Yeah, the Maskers are bad. The Moliators aren't that bad. Well, yeah, but then you get into debt to them and they turn you into coins. Yeah, that's always bad too.
Wait, what's this guild you were talking about?
Oh, we race have our guilds. Shh, she's alive. She's not supposed to know about that stuff yet. It can't hurt to just give her a breakdown. No, not talking about it to the living people. What about the Sorted Dead guy? No, not to the Sorted Dead guy either. Jeez, you're worse than the frickin'... We're not getting into that right now. No, we're not getting into that right now. Listen.
What's the diff for the matter and spirit sight?
Tiger?
4 with a folk or
It'd be diff 5 starting because it's 2 spheres. These folk I lower the difficulty.
So Tony, she can't look at the wraiths, but she'll say, okay, well, what would you guys want in exchange for this knowledge about the guild stuff?
It's not that. I mean, we'd love some stuff, especially fetters. If you happen to find our fetters, that'd be really helpful. We might be able to be a bit more at peace, but no, we can't really tell you. It's stuff you're supposed to find out when you're dead and you get reaped.
Reaped?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So wait, there are wraiths that take other wraiths then?
Well, if you get into debt to the wrong people, or you're not protected and you get sold into slavery or captured, that sort of thing does happen. You gotta stop telling her that, or she's never gonna want to die. Well, you know what? Sometimes people need to know things. It's not like she'll remember it when she dies anyway. She'll be stuck in the call. That's
And it's just
I'm
gonna
sorry,
raise a hand.
stuck in the cowl. So,
It's just gonna raise a hand.
okay. Shh, the sort of dead guy wants to say something. What's up, sort of dead guy? What do you want to say?
Alright. There been anything? You guys mentioned there was something weird going on. This place was creepier than usual.
Oh yeah, I mean, granted, we just got back here. We got sent away during that whole issue with Sam. Sam was a bitch. Sam was a bitch, wasn't she? And she was manipulating people and turning them into chains, and it was just an unpleasant thing. Yeah, and then the tower fell down, and now it's scattered all over the place. I don't know how much more we can handle this. Yeah, especially that metal. That metal makes you feel weird. It hurts, doesn't it? Yes, it totally hurts. Lindsay has a question in chat.
Okay.
But yeah, there was Sam with the tower, and then they came and they blew up the tower and set the rays free. And now we're kind of getting back to normal again. And then these weirdos showed up. Yeah, the weirdos with the weird little figurines and we can't go into their home, and it's not a home. They took over that mausoleum. Yeah, they totally took over that mausoleum. I don't know why they want to live in a mausoleum. It's so creepy, and the weird stuff. It's weird.
Where is this mausoleum?
Oh, we can't tell you that. No, we can tell them that. No, we can't tell them that. Hey, if they're here to help us, we should tell them that. We don't know that they're here to help us. Maybe they're part of the group. Maybe they're going to wipe us out. Maybe they're going to hand us over to the masters. You know what? You're so annoying. I wish I could throw you into the Tempest sometimes. You would want to throw me into the Tempest, wouldn't you? Yes, I would, because you're being annoying all the time. Hey, I'm not the only one here that's annoying.
Guys, we are here to help you.
See, they're here to help us. They could just be saying that to lure us into false insecurity. They turn us into chamber pots. Hey, just because that happened to Samuel Haight doesn't mean that's going to happen to everybody. You shut up about Samuel Haight. He's a dick, and he deserves to be a chamber pot. We are not having this conversation again. You're going to end up summoning a Malfian. How do you know I would summon a Malfian? Because you're that kind of asshole. Okay, I'm not talking to you anymore.
What if we pinky promised to help?
Can we not summon a Malfian? I've had to fight one of those things before. It was not fun.
At this point, you're only going to hear one voice. Wow, he really just left. That's not cool at all. And no, I'm not going to summon a Malfian. Summoning Malfians are bad. And I don't know if you fought a real Malfian, but a lot of times you can't kill real Malfians.
Okay, well, whatever it is, it disappeared. It was kind of scary. Kind of.
May have been a baby.
The size this thing was, I don't know if that was a baby. I don't want to see an adult one.
Anyway, let's see. The crypt. The crypt. It's a crypt. Yeah, totally a crypt. Has a weird name on it too. Then again, all these names are weird. Not really, they're not all that weird. Oh, so you finally showed back up. Well, what is I supposed to do? We're bound together for what, the next 2,000 years? Hey, it's not a picnic for me either, but you're the one that had to mouth off to Sharon, didn't you? Hey, I didn't mouth off to Sharon. The guy behind me mouthed off to Sharon. He just saw me, saw you, and decided, hey, we're going to be bound together for 2,500 years. Hey.
Guys, we're trying to help you out here and remove the stuff that's in the crypt. Could you stop arguing for at least 5 minutes until we get to the crypt? And then you're home free. You can go back to arguing and bickering all you want. Sound good?
They're going to stop and they're going to look at each other. And they're going to say, okay.
Thank you.
and you're going to feel them leave.
Shit, can we follow?
You have to get close enough to them again where you can sense their presence.
I guess Tony's gonna be wandering around the cemetery like a blind person now, trying to feel these guys.
Sling gonna help her?
You can't really see it either, but
I've never seen anybody have such bad luck rolling sensory powers, to be honest.
Well, when did it go back to where we had to increase the difficulty by 1 to like accumulate successes? Because I think, like, I don't remember ever having to do that to like get successes and stuff to like throw up Matter Sight.
This is going to be nigh on impossible for me to do with only 2 dice.
you can take time as well to lower the difficulty and use custom foci to lower the difficulty.
Alright, so Kim is basically wandering around trying to find the Wraiths again.
And she's calling out too. She's like, "Hey, Wraith buddies, come back. You need to lead us there."
You'll finally feel their presence, and they'll just be like, I told you they couldn't see us. Well, they can talk to us. How do you know they couldn't see us? Because they're not on our plane of existence. That doesn't mean anything. I can see them just fine. Yes, you can, but that's because you have life sight. Hey, don't go spreading rumors about what Arcanoi I have or have not. Oh, really? I'm sorry. I forgot. You're not a member of the Partners Guild anymore. Hey, don't talk about that like you know me.
Guys, what did I say?
You'll double hear us, sorry.
Thank you. We are trying to get something done. It is late. I have things I must do later, as do all these judges.
That doesn't
Oh, no.
sound good.
Oh no, puppy fight.
That did not sound good.
No. Oh. But then Tony will say, "Look, I don't want to be mean to you guys, but your constant bickering is making it quite hard to do what we need to do. And the more you guys bicker, the longer it's going to take for us to help you."
Sorry, this is what you have to deal with, and you've been married for 2,700 years. Actually, for 700 years.
I have no doubt about that. Now, could you lead myself and my friends somehow without having to use your sight, or with that, because we can't see you, unless you guys have a way to change that, or just kind of physically touch and drag us along. I don't know how that works.
You wouldn't like that. No, you definitely wouldn't like that. The feel.
Okay. Well, something you guys have agreed on for once. That's good. Tony will look over to Alice and Lane and Christina and just kind of say, "I think they're going to lead us now. Hopefully."
Okay.
All right, so you will feel like a supernatural presence basically guiding you, like nudging you in directions. After a while, they'll stop and say, Tim, hope everything's okay. He's been AFK for a while. Anyway, was I going? All right, they'll stop and they'll say, "Yeah, we can't go any further. Looks like they're near a row of mausoleums."
And you tell me which mausoleum it is.
Since you can't see me, I can't motion. It's got a really weird name on it. A totally weird name. Doesn't really fit the rhyme scheme at all. What rhyme scheme? I'm sorry, I was just quoting that movie. You haven't seen a movie. Yes, I have. I did when I was skin writing that one person. You did not skin write that person. Yes, I did. You just didn't decide to go with me. And then they'll stop and say yes.
What's the name?
Leavewoods.
Weavewoods?
Leavewoods.
Leavewoods. Okay.
Why couldn't they have just told us that in the beginning?
She'll just turn back to Alice and just say, "Look, I don't know. They've been bickering for so long."
I'm glad I can't hear him.
She'll just look over at Lane. Just say, "I feel like," and just kind of shake her head slightly, with a sorry and sad expression on her face.
Lane's just trying to poke her face as hard as he can.
Alright, so Lindsay finally got the successes. So basically what you're going to see is that you are surrounded by misshapen pieces of metal that you have no clue what it is. They're on a realm that you can barely see because they're in the Shadowlands, not the Umbra. And it looks like a big tower got just blowed to hell and all this metal just landed all around you. But it's been there for you don't know how long. Kind of hard to tell.
Alright, she will relay this information to the group and whoever is around to translate for Tony.
She understands English, she just can't speak
Oh,
it.
she just can't speak it. Okay. Well, I didn't know. I was just told Cantonese was the only language, so.
No, it's the only language you can speak that people around here
Okay.
understand.
All
Otherwise, her English sounds like Ia Ia Cthulhu Fatane.
Oh my god, that's funny. Okay, then yeah, she'll relay the information to the group.
Oh. Shit. I don't know how we're gonna help with that.
Did I see that thing? Are we near where that thing that I detected was?
Yeah, you're
Tony,
relatively close. Hey, roll a perk alert real quick, Tony. You're the only person that would recognize this.
oh boy. Okay, here we go. What is this chick's perk alert? Oh, that's what it is. 3 successes.
All right. You see something near one of the gravestones that doesn't look like it belongs there. It's kind of a copper and it's glinting in the moonlight.
She's gonna walk over there, look at it.
It's a shell casing. It's a very large shell casing.
Shell casing. Is there something that I can roll to find out what type, or would just knowledge from working in a gun shop kind of?
Oh, you've seen this shell casing before.
What is it?
It's the shell casing from an M82A1A, and it's a handmade one. And you're very familiar with the crafter.
She's gonna call up Dassault. No, she's gonna take a picture of it, text it to Dassault. Just be like, "So what you been doing?"
He's going to text back, "Damn, I thought I policed my brass from that incident."
So,
What? Where are you? Where did you find that?
graveyard.
Which graveyard?
North one.
Your phone's gonna ring.
Hello?
Why are you in the northern graveyard?
Because we think the book might be here. And I told you we were going on a book hunt.
That graveyard just can't catch a break, can it? Listen, if you found that shell, there's one of 3 instances where I've used that weapon openly. And if you're in that graveyard, well, it was during one of those instances.
Well, I've got a little bit of time to hear the stories.
Basically, there was an infernalist group in the city. One of them was a mage by the name of Sam, who was the ex-girlfriend of one of my, well, you know which apprentice was my former one, was his ex-girlfriend. She was using a tower to control the wraiths and absorb their power in order to funnel her own foul magics that couldn't work in the city because of the ward. However, I blew up that tower with extreme prejudice and it went back to normal. So why are you in the graveyard?
I just told you we are hunting the books.
The books, they can't possibly be in the city.
I mean, they might be. Like, we didn't think the Codex would be in this city, but look what happened to Toasty.
Gonna sigh. Yes, I'm still working on getting him back. Listen, be very careful. Don't decapitate anyone unless you're sure that when they die, they'll stay dead.
Saul, I can't. What am I supposed to do then?
I don't know. Just be careful.
Okay, so is this the kind of careful, like...
This is the kind of careful that involves reconnaissance and then leaving.
Okay, so what you're saying is send Pelagius in.
Unless you value your snake, I wouldn't recommend letting him go very far from you.
Okay, so what you're saying is giving the snake to the other people if they decide not to do this.
All I'm saying is be careful, get information, don't poke any bears, and for God's sakes, don't piss off the wraiths. They've had enough to deal with.
We can't even find Bosco. I can't poke him.
This house is going to be like, I should have phrased that differently. Anyway, you know what I mean.
I do. I got you. Be super careful. I'm just warning you, though. If we find the book, I'm taking it.
You're going to make me disperse another book, aren't you?
No, I'm going to read the book.
You're making me disperse another book, aren't you?
Then I just won't bring it to you. Or in your sanctum.
Just going to sigh. Very well. Just don't let anybody else read it.
Of course, of course. I think I'm like the only one that can translate the other 2 books, because I read that page before it was forcibly taken away from me and then dispersed.
Anybody that reads the cover of the book will be able to read the book. That's how the power of it works. It's why it's so insidious. It wants to be read, so it makes people read it.
Yeah, I got that part, but wait. Why does it have a how to translate in the books then, if all you have to do is read the cover of it?
It doesn't have a how to translate it. It automatically starts translating it for your brain.
Oh, see, Brett, I thought you said one of the pages that Tony had read was how to correctly translate the other 2.
No, it was something else. I'm sorry. Basically, when you got infected with the brain parasite, that's when you started being able to translate it, and you got infected with it once you read the cover.
Okay. So she'll say, okay, well, yeah, have a good one, Desal. If I don't come back, then you know what happened.
Yeah, just be careful. I know I say that a lot, but I mean it.
Tell him to come clean up his mess because there's that metal that we can't get to.
Okay. She's gonna put him on speakerphone for this. She's gonna say, Alice says that you should come here and clean up your mess because we can.
That wasn't my mess. I
The
apparently
metal.
blew up a tower.
Yeah, the mess from your blow up thingy. We can't get to it because we can't get there, but you should probably come clean it up because it doesn't sound from the way Tony was talking that the things around here are happy about it. So yeah, be great of you to do that. Thanks. Bye.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. So, yeah. See you later, Nassau.
Goodbye. Click.
Tony's gonna turn to the other three, just kind of clap her hands together and say, okay, guys, apparently there's some bad stuff in the mausoleum, and we are not to poke any bodies or decapitate any bodies unless we know that it'll actually stay dead. But from what it sounds like, everything just keeps popping up here. I don't know why I didn't figure that out earlier or see that earlier when I came here, but I don't like that. Stuff needs to stay dead. And she'll kind of slightly glance over at Lane before looking back. And say, but anyway, yeah. Apparently it's super dangerous in there. So I understand if you guys don't want to go in. Because this is just sort of a me thing, if it's just the books in there. And I know that a lot of people have been very upset at me for wanting to get all of these books and read them. So if that's not something you guys want to do and risk your life for, I get that.
You know what? You stood up for me, so I got your back.
Okay, look, as someone who has gone on a suicide mission before, having a person's back and then going with them on a suicidal mission are two very different things.
I could cover your entire back all at once.
I would be very impressed.
Turn around and kneel down then.
You know what? Tony's gonna take off her bag and turn around and kneel down.
Alice climbs on your back. And she's pretty much covering your whole back.
Like, okay, you got me there.
Forward! Into battle! Quietly. Maybe they won't hear us.
Okay, so are you gonna hold the bag for... Okay. Actually, no, since she's already got the bag down, she'll open it and kind of peer in and say, hey, Pella, do you mind doing something?
Tiger, I'll let you handle that.
He's just gonna hiss happily.
Okay, it is very dangerous, though, so if you want to stay in your bag, I understand that.
It's gonna do a snake wiggle.
Oh, yeah. Just stay close. Try not to knock anything over. I don't know what's down there, but we should probably gear up for the worst. And she'll take Pelagius out of the bag and set him on the ground, and then look to. She'll turn and look at Alice, and then look at the other two, and kind of hold up her bag and say, "If anyone needs a weapon, just let me know."
Do you have
Christina kind of holds up her hand.
Tony will just kind of hand you her bag, and it's a decently heavy bag. And if you go through it, there's like a small handgun and a bunch of knives.
She will take one of the knives, one of the bigger ones. We'll say there's like a combat knife or something in there.
Mm-hmm. There's like every sort of knife and everything.
Yeah, she'll take one of the bigger knives and smile and nod and hand the bag back.
She'll look over to Lane and do you need one?
I could use a gun if you have one.
Cut out there a little bit, Tiger. I'm sorry.
Said I could use a gun if you have one. I'm pretty useless fighting otherwise.
Okay. And she'll pull out like the small pistol she has in her bag and hand it over to him. She'll look over to Alice and say, "You good?"
Got another gun in there?
You know what? This is Tony. Could somebody roll me, like, one of the STs roll a chance die to see if she's got another gun in there? Because this is Tony.
I don't know what qualifies a chance die on this thing.
Just do a d6, and then if it's a 5 or 6, it's a positive. If it's a 1 or 2, it's a negative.
Nope.
Damn. She's gonna kind of shake her head and say, no, unfortunately, I usually use my sword. I have knives, though. Lane got the only gun.
That's all right.
Is that the gun that the Saul gave you, or is that the normal gun?
The gun the Saw gave her was a shotgun, and I don't think she carries around a shotgun in her bag.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I gave you a shotgun so you could Doc Holiday.
Yeah, when we went down. But no, she came in, actually, like, I put it on her equipment sheet when I first created this character. Jesus Christ, that was August. That she did have a small pistol. So that was just the one she came in with.
Okay.
She'll say, I have some throwing knives, if you want to try out those.
That usually requires a bit more turn of the body, and if I'm going to be hanging onto your back, it's probably better if I'm not tossing sharp blades past your face.
You have a point. Also, not to be rude or anything, but it might throw off my balance if you are and if we do get in a fight and you are on my back. So. But if I get stabbed in the back, I don't want you to get stabbed too. Like, I would, but yeah, I don't want that to happen.
You'll hop down.
But I would, just in case something happens, I don't want you to be completely unarmed. So if you want to try the throwing knives or a knife or something, or, you know, we could take a real quick trip up to the Saul's shop. We could ask him for a gun and we could come back here. Or,
That's all right. I'm good. We're good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to make sure to put another gun in my bag when I get back to the shop, if we get back.
When, not if. When. We got this.
Tony's just gonna give her a weak smile and a thumbs up, which is clearly saying, yeah, you can think that, you do that. Not me, though. And she'll sling her bag back on, and, everybody ready? Got everything they need up?
Put up Auspex 1.
Alright. So you'll notice this with Auspex 1 up. As you guys have been standing there talking, there's now a hooded, cowled figure nearby, watching you guys with his arm across his chest, looking. You can't really see his face, but he is tapping his foot.
Gun is now officially trained on that guy.
And Tony's gonna follow his gaze and see the guy and just kind of take a wild guess and say, Darius?
I'm sorry. I don't know who this Trias is.
Oh, never mind.
He's wearing by the way, he's wearing a robe. A black robe with silver trim on it.
Why does that sound familiar?
Does it look familiar to me?
No.
Oh no, that sounds like really familiar. I don't know why. You know what, Tony's just gonna wave and say, I'm Tony. And you?
Trying to do a ritual over here and you're pissing me off.
Oh, my bad, dude. Have you seen a book around here by chance?
The books are coming. You're the one that was touched, aren't you?
Oh shit, yeah. Hey.
You should come with me.
I'll look at Tony and just kind of go like, no. No.
You hear that voice in your head speaks again saying, he's not one of mine, is he?
Listen back, I have no idea, but it looks like bad news.
She's gonna look she's gonna look over at Lane, and she's just gonna kind of shrug, like that. Oh well. She's gonna look back over to the dude and say, why?
So that when you have the memory of the books, the first book, you can read the other two, and then you can lead us.
Oh my god, this is Tony's chance to become a co-leader, which is what I want.
You can usher in the destruction.
Oh.
Awaken the brave and powerful Azathoth.
Oh. That's not so good. God, Tony needs the overconfidence. Well, she'll look back to the other three. Just kind of say... She'll kind of huddle them. No, she'll look to the guy and say, could you give us a moment? I need to talk with my compatriots here, but I'll get back to you, I promise. And we can...
They can be touched as well. They can join with us.
That would probably not be a good idea, because this thing is kind of bad.
My mom always told me to never let strangers touch me.
The voice in your head is going to say, are you sure? Hey, he could become one of ours. You could make him one of ours, couldn't you?
I could, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, you're probably right. Why does he want to wake up Azzy anyway?
Oh
no. So, dude, before we agree to anything, who are you? Like, I'd like to know that.
I am the bringer of the books. In time, I will even have the Codex of Lurie back.
You might have to wait a little while for that, buddy.
The ritual and the pulse tract will help me with that.
Tony's gonna kind of, you know what? She's gonna look to Christina and just kind of say, "Can I have your number? I'm about to start a group text because I don't want to discuss plans in front of this guy, and I have a problem whispering. I speak in a very loud voice. Can't whisper."
I'm assuming that Alice or somebody's translating for her, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she'll give her number.
Okay. And then she'll look over at Elaine, just say, "I'm gonna have your number."
Yeah, he'll tell you his number.
Oh, in Lane's head, he's going to say, so this guy wants to read books? I could have him read my book. I wrote a book, you know. It's not as good as Grandpa's, but Grandpa's is never that good anyway. So mine's really horrible.
Oh no. Oh no.
I have an idea. I need you to roll your willpower.
Oh no. Oh god. Okay. What's my diff?
Difficulty 7.
Please, let's not embrace this guy right now.
Oh god.
Botch.
I don't even need to roll that. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Tiger, I'm gonna message you something.
Yeah. Alright, so Lane just suddenly starts singing really loudly about cheese.
You know what? Tony knows this dude's a little crazy. She has her own problems. She ain't gonna worry about it.
The month around
they're actually going to be singing about the different types of cheese.
This is actually not the craziest thing that Christina's ever seen, so she's just gonna be like, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, Tony's gonna make a group text. And she's just gonna say, with the three of you guys in it. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of thinking I should go with the guy and do the ritual and get the books, because if they're in my hands, then they're not in his hands, and I am definitely not going to bring up Azathoth. But
Are
if
you
this
sure you
dude,
still have that free will to do so?
I mean, look,
In text?
I've been in control of myself so far. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but he wants to do a ritual thing. You don't know how that's going to change things.
Okay, yeah, but if he's just doing a ritual to bring the books here, then, I can take the books, act like his little leader or whatever, make sure they don't do anything crazy like summon Azathoth. And,
Well, why don't we just kill him and wait for the books to arrive?
because I don't know if this guy's going to stay dead, and Dasal was just kind of like, just don't decapitate things if you don't know they're going to stay dead. Plus, then the books might never come here, and who knows who will get them then, because these books have, like, a compulsion. Like, they want people to read them to usher in, like, a faster destruction.
Joy.
You'll notice that the hooded figure is paying attention to everybody, but seems to be paying more attention to Lane than anybody else.
So any input from you other two about this? Lane? New chick?
Keeps him up around the room.
Okay. Christina the new chick? And Tony is typing in English, by the way, because she can type in English.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Then Christina will probably text her a lot.
But I guess if there are no really bad objections, she's just gonna she's gonna pick Pelagius off the ground, kind of hold him out to between Christina, and Alice. And Alice. Just kind of say, could one of you guys watch him for me?
Lane is going to yell out Limburger.
Alice will reach out
There's-
to take Pelagius.
There's the roll, Brett.
Okay, so here's what happens. After Lane yells Limburger, the guy's going to look at him, and then he's going to drop on the ground, and he's going to start drooling and gibbering madly.
Dude, that sounds like a couple new derangements.
Try 5 at once, all active.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm so sorry. But Tony will hand Pelagius over to Alice.
Oh, by the way, Lane, you're back to normal.
He's gonna blink a few times. Hold his head.
And you're going to hear inside your head, you're welcome. So, come on, give me some reactions, people.
Tony's just like, my bad.
What's wrong with him now? That doesn't look normal.
I was told by a friend of mine that his type of people do that sort of thing often.
No, I meant the robed guy who's like jabbering and gibberish and
Oh. I don't know, but I was about to go do the whole ritual thing with him and get the book.
maybe that's the ritual thing. You need to copy what he's doing.
I think I did that. Or something.
How did you do that? You were talking about cheese.
There's somebody else in my head. I think I did it. Or something.
Somebody else in your head. Right. Good. Good to know.
happens sometimes. Not usually to me, but sometimes.
Thank you for the warning.
Sorry.
I think his ritual might be a little screwed up now. You want to go investigate what he was doing and see the other people that were doing it with him? Ooh, maybe we should take his robes and pretend to be him and just.
Tiger, you hear snoring in your head now.
Christina looks at Alice at the statement of pretending to be him.
Oh, by the way, as you get closer to him, by sense of smell, and you're generally convinced that he swelled himself.
Oh
Oh
man.
god.
With my aspects one up.
Yeah, you definitely smell that.
Just don't breathe. You don't have to breathe.
Tony will just kind
Christina's
of roll.
just like. Oh, go ahead.
Not bad, you go.
I was just gonna say she was gonna say to Alice, "There's no way you're gonna pretend to be him."
Not me, one of you people.
Right.
Well, I don't think any of us want to put on his robes right now.
Sona's gonna roll the dude over and kind of like lower the hood.
Looks like a Caucasian fellow, blonde hair, blue eyes, crooked teeth. He has some scars on his face and neck. May have been attractive at one point.
She's gonna say he was doing a ritual, and I'm assuming the thing's close. She's gonna go and look at that.
At what?
He said he was doing a ritual, so is there like a ritual circle and stuff around, or was he just kind of standing in a graveyard, you know?
It looks like you can see that the slab of one of the mausoleums has been opened. There's a light coming from inside.
Oh no, Tony's gonna look to the other two, or the other three, and just kind of say, "There's a light in there. I'm gonna go check it out." I don't know if that guy's gonna wake up soon or not, but he stinks, and I also kind of want to get away.
You hear the snoring stop in your head, Tiger, and it's like, I want to go see too.
Okay, I guess I'm coming too.
This is so much fun. It's so much better than being inside that gibbering lunatic.
Yeah, Christina follows. She's going.
Alright, so everybody's going to Scooby Dooby Doo up to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. You look inside and there's nobody in there, but you do see a circle on the ground. Looks like it's been made with smoke powder and then burned, like somebody ignited the smoke powder. Tiger, that circle looks awfully familiar.
Oh god.
There, it looks like he's been working on setting it up. There's even a basalt altar that has a weirdly shaped figuring on it.
Tony's gonna pick up and look at the figurine.
You swear you've seen that guy before, sitting underneath deep water.
Aw, man. I was just gonna look back to Alice and say, okay, so did you just let Pelagius down? Because if nobody is watching that guy, Pelagius probably should just keep watching.
Okay.
Pelagius is not going to want to go near that guy, Tiger, just saying, because snakes have a much stronger sense of smell, and it's basically their sense of smell and sense of taste at the same time.
Alice is gonna scan the room.
It has a variated energy signature compared to what you scanned off of Tony. It's in the same energy field family, but not the same energy itself.
Okay. Tony does look a little upset. She was just like, man, we were going to get the books. And then the dude just kind of was knocked out. But she is looking around. She'll take a picture of the circle and she'll just kind of walk back up and take a picture of the guy too and send them both to Dasal.
There is one last thing you would notice inside the mausoleum. Looks like somebody put up hangers on the wall, and you see 4 robes similar to the one the guy was wearing.
Okay.
He's expecting company.
Yep. Shit. Actually, Tony's gonna rummage through the dude's robes and see if she can't find like a phone or something. Or like a wallet or some form of ID.
I'm gonna say you can find his wallet, but you don't find a phone.
Okay. Anything important in his wallet?
Driver's license, couple credit cards, about 50 won. So he doesn't look like he typically carries cash. You do notice that there is a note inside, written on white paper.
Can I read it?
Sure. It says, head to the circle and begin the preparations. It's your turn to do it tonight. I'll take over tomorrow. Signed, number 2.
Okay. Tony will just look at the rest of them or go back down. I don't know if they stayed. She'll just kind of say, so we just got one guy on one shift.
So we need to keep an eye on this place.
Yep, sounds like it. Apparently he was doing the preparations. So that combined with the robes, I don't know if like they were doing a little bit of prep work every day and then gonna come back here and do the ritual or what?
I can try and hack into a satellite and keep it locked on this location to see who comes and goes.
Does that stuff work? Like Google Maps?
It's not going to be at a great angle because I won't be able to get any faces from it unless they like look straight up, but might be able to track their movement or the vehicle they arrive in, if they arrive in one. Narrow down the search some for who all we're looking for.
Yeah, that's possible. Right, is this the mausoleum that the wraiths were talking about?
If you look at the door, it does say Leibowitz.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so we could do the satellite thing, or you could do the satellite thing, because I don't know how to do that. But would it be accurate, like, by the time that you get the warning and then tell us about it or something like that? Do you think it would be better to do that or just have someone here so that when they show up we could confront them directly instead of having them leave by the time that we get up here when we see them on the satellite?
Well, we could try setting up surveillance of another sort, electronic cameras, wireless network. Perhaps we can even put one in here to catch what they're doing.
Yeah, but my question is, would that? No, you wouldn't really be able to answer that because it would depend on the other people, on if they would leave or not.
Like, I can sit out in a car out across the street, waiting for the thing to go off saying that there's people in there.
No, no, I don't want you to have to go out of your way. This isn't, you've been doing a lot anyway. Don't want you to have to do more and whatnot.
Stopping these people is for my safety too.
Tony will just shrug and say, I don't know. Like, I won't lie. I think it would be a little better if they just did what they were going to do and summon the books, because then that way we would have the books, and then after reading them, we could give them back to Bartholomew. Because like I mentioned earlier, like, if they're just out and about in the world, somebody else could get them, and somebody could actually, do the rituals in the book, like awaken Azathoth.
Well then, I suppose I'll set up some surveillance and keep an eye on them, just so that we know what's going on and maybe catch hints of what their plans are in the meantime, so we can be ready.
She'll nod. And then she'll look to the other two, just kind of arch an eyebrow and say, what does sound good to you guys?
That voice is back to snoring in your head. Tiger.
Wayne is just kind of thinking, they don't really seem super responsive. He's like, we should find a way to break that circle.
Why would we want to break it, though?
I saw it in my dreams doing all sorts of creepy magic shit.
I'm assuming the creepy magic shit would be summoning the books. I don't know. That was your dream, so.
It drew people into a swirling vortex of evilness.
Oh. That is not so good.
Sorry, I probably should have let off with that one.
I think at that we're going to need to stop now because I'm dying. It's almost 1 a.m. So,
Sounds good.
players, thank you for playing. We had a watcher. Thank you for watching. Any future watchers, also thank you for watching. This has been another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards, where everything always seems to go badly and nobody ever wants to have things be smooth. Have a good night.